Hi everyone. Day 40. Day 40 of the Going Live for 90-Day Challenge. Going live in my Instagram page, Create, Heal, Shine, and then I will post it, most of them, on my YouTube channel. So if you get any value out of this, please share this video. So the title of today's chat is there a rock in your shoe? And you might be wondering, what in the heck is she talking about? Oh, the sun finally coming out over there. There's my little greenhouse. I got everything planted except for a few things that I'm going to do after this. And then I'm done. Everything's in and just add water. So I'm pumped about that. And I'll keep you posted on how things are growing. So is there a rock in your shoe? So what does that even mean? Like, for me, the rock is a metaphor. So sometimes ask yourself this, how many times have you been walking around and around and around with a rock in your shoe and you're just suffering with it in there instead of stopping, taking like 30 seconds to stop, take your shoe off, pull your sock off if you have one, and dump out the rock? Why don't we do that? Why do we sit there and walk around with this rock in our shoe? It just sometimes doesn't make any sense. Now, what does the rock kind of represent? The rock can represent anything. The rock can be physical pain. The rock can be emotional pain. The rock could be grief. The rock could be shame. The rock could be so many things. It could be unsuppressed emotions. But the rock is trying to tell us something. And by not stopping out and dumping our shoe off, it's like we're just letting it sit there and grind and stew away. And I was just thinking this because I had a rock in my shoe, and I'm like, okay, I got to stop and dump this rock out because this is getting to be really irritating. But for me, this example that came to my mind was the rock could be even all these different physical health symptoms that you ignore until it becomes a boulder in your shoe and your foot does not even fit into your shoe anymore. But it could be boundaries, it could be unspoken dreams, it could be anything that you can think of that could represent the rock, technically. And I was thinking about this because there are consequences in not dumping out the shoe. What happens? It starts grinding through our sock. It starts burning through our skin. It starts cutting the surface of our foot. The rock, or there's more than one. Maybe there's more than one rock in your shoe and you dump your shoe out and it's just full and you're shaking it out everywhere. And so it's just a concept to think about, like, where are you in your life? And what rocks are in your shoes that you need to stop and dump out? Which would be paying attention to the rock. Saying, I got to get rid of this. This is super uncomfortable. I can't do this anymore. I need to dump this rock out. So a lot of times we'll keep walking and we'll be like, I just don't have time to stop. I have to go. I got to go. I don't have time to dump this rock out. I'm just going to push through the pain. And that can represent so many things with physical, emotional, health, all sorts of different things. Or we can think that, oh, it's just not bad enough. I'll wait till it hurts more. Or I can't stop. Other people are watching me. What if I stop and dump out my shoe? But I'm in a race. I can't stop and dump out my shoe. So there's so many ways you can think about this thought, and I want you to think of the rock as like a burden. The rock is a burden. The rock is a signal. The rock is a metaphor for something. The rock is telling you that it's like a little red flag that's waving in the air, and the rock is there saying, I'm here. Can you please pay attention to me? So ask yourself, what is rocks are in your shoe that you need to stop, slow down, and dump out before they get more irritating and bigger problems. And for me, there also could be a sign of like, where can I pause to sit and kind of ponder the fact that how long have I been walking around with this thing? And then there's also the thought of the longer that the rock is in there, or the sliver, if you will, if you could think of it like a sliver in your finger that's like festering, how long has it been there festering, and how long is it going to keep going until it gets infected? So for me, in my experience, I'm typically somebody that dumps the shoe out really quickly. I don't sit there with a bunch of rocks. But on the other hand, I remember having with my health symptoms, I remember having so many kind of things happening and noticing all these things and trying to dump them out and being someone who's trying to get rid of them, but I couldn't get any help and nobody was listening. And so there's that whole side of it too, where you don't actually know what to do to get rid of them if you don't even know how to take off your shoe. So I just want you to think about how many times we go along in our life and sit there and walk around with this little sharp rock in our shoe. And there's a cost to that. It's tiring. It's irritating. We're not noticing. And not noticing means that we're disconnected from the whole picture. We're not tapped into our intuitive nature. We're disconnected from the whole. We're just pushing and pushing through. And that's something that I did a lot in my earlier years, is just push, and ignore the signs that, hey, my body's trying to tell me that this is enough. Enough is enough. And so ask yourself, how long's this rock been there, or rocks? And what are they trying to tell you? What are they there? What's holding them there? Why are they stuck in your shoe? Maybe they're even embedded into your foot. But now I'm going a little crazy. But the thought of the metaphor is really cool because you can think of it in so many different ways. I mean, there's so many different things that could be representing, like you being misaligned in your career or your job or your dreams or your partner or your relationships or your life in general. And that's when pausing and slowing down and noticing that it's time to dump this thing out. And maybe that's been scary, and that's why we left it there so long, because we don't want to pick at it. We don't want to dig at it. We don't want to stop. We think that if we just keep going and going and going, it'll disappear, but really it just makes things worse. It just aggravates them more. And then when things come to the surface, there's a lot of other things attached to them now that weren't there before. So that's my thought for you today is, do you have any rocks in your shoe, and is it time to stop, pause, and dump out your shoe? Bye.